be willing to move forward, give yourself the opportunity to, and give yourself the opportunity to expand your vision, your mission, and along the way, you're going to need help. Put your ego aside. You're going to need help.
Are you looking for simplified ways to grow your business? Do you struggle with knowing where to focus your energy for the best return? Or are you loving your business success and looking for ways to stay ahead of the pack? Just for inspiration and innovative techniques. If you've answered yes to any of these, keep listening, my friend. Hi, I'm Ameeta from Holistic Vision. As a business owner, I do understand that we wear multiple hats, sometimes all at the same time. Occasionally, this leads to feelings of overwhelm and stress, of being reactive instead of proactive. But when you're equipped with the right business strategies, marketing insights, and mindset, it leads to a sense of accomplishment. It also ensures that your confidence in your skills grows. Plus, there's real power in the fact that you are creating a lifestyle that you love whilst going out there and helping others. So, if you're ready, tune in every Wednesday by hitting that subscribe button right now. Don't forget to like and share this podcast with 2 to 3 friends in your network who could really get value from the information that we share. Hello and welcome, Otto. I'm really excited to actually have you on the show. I think it's going to be a real fun episode. We've already had some laughs to start it off, but let's get our guests to hear a bit more about you. Otto, before we do start, could I just ask you to recapture for everybody to hear how you've come into being a chiropractor and a bit about your journey?
Absolutely. Thank you. Are you in the AM?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
it is
okay.
10 o'clock in the morning here.
Oh, okay. All right. So I used to live in Las Vegas, and I was my brother, who was a physical therapist at the time, said you should be a chiropractor, and I had no idea what a chiropractor was. But I used to go to the library often when I lived in Las Vegas, and I'd go to the library for 3 very, very important reasons. And one is that we couldn't afford to run the air conditioning in our apartment all the time, so I used to go there because it was always cool. I could read any book I wanted to for free, and I could take a nap anytime I wanted to. And I'm sure those are 3 very, very important reasons why you should make a life profession, right? That's
Absolutely.
But I was there. I was there, and I read a book, and I couldn't tell you what the book was, but it said that, and I remember to this day, it said that we are the most over-medicated and most over-surgeried country in the world, America, by far. We still are, 40 years later, 30 years later. We're the most over-medicated, most over-surgery country in the world. And I said to myself, wow, someone else thinks the way I do. And then it was the next line that got me. It said, everything we've ever needed to be our healthiest is locked within us. We need to unlock that to reach our full potential. I slammed the book shut and said, son of a bitch, someone else feels the same way I do. And I had to scurry back and find where it came from. And it came from Palmer College of Chiropractic in Davenport, Iowa. And so I took the toll-free number because, once again, we couldn't afford long-distance phone calling. Some of your followers will be like, we couldn't afford long distance. What? It was a thing back then.
Yes.
And so I got that, and I literally ran home to my apartment, and I called that number, and I said, hi, Palmer College of Chiropractic. I'm coming to your college. Send me everything you have. And they said, who is this? I said, it's Otto. I said, it's Otto. I'm coming to your college. And they said, have you applied yet? No, but I'm coming. Every now and then in your life, you'll find a soulmate, that someone you connect with. But I think it's also important you find your gang. And I
Yeah.
found my gang at that time, and I became a doctor of chiropractic at that time. I didn't know what it was, but I knew if they believed the same thing that I did, that this is where I wanted to be.
Mm, mm. And, finding your gang, like that is something I feel is so vital for us to connect in with our passion and to keep doing what we're doing as well and putting ourselves out there. When we've got that, being surrounded by people that think the same, that want the same, that have that same vision, it
Yep.
makes it so much easier to move forward with that.
Yep. Absolutely. And so it's been a quick, it's been a quick 31 years in practice. Here's the honest truth of it. It's not always been easy.
No.
There's a simplicity to business, but it's not always easy.
Mm.
And I will tell you that there's been at least twice in that 31 years when I said, I'm going to stop doing this.
Mm.
The last big one was in 2005 when both of my parents died. They died within a 5-month period. And I'll be honest with you and tell you that there was a point there where I didn't care. So if I'd stopped practicing, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. Being in that moment of thinking I could just stop practicing right now, what is the thing that actually got you over that?
Oh, great question. And it's so you go back to the first reasons why you even ventured into your profession, your skills.
Yeah.
And you look at, what am I really good at? Do I want to venture back into this? Do I want to put my foot back into that water again?
Mm.
And there's a movie with Liam Neeson, and he says, I've been given, I have a certain set of skills, and I have a certain set of skills.
Yeah.
I'm not 6'5". I don't dribble a basketball. I don't shoot it well. I can't, I can't kick a soccer ball, but I'm really great at communicating with people and allowing them to be better and giving them a guide and a goal. And so I'm a firm believer that there's high times in life and that there are low times. And although I was in a depression because both my parents had passed, I think that's a normal consequence of life. I think you're supposed to be depressed at times because we love so hard.
Mm.
And so it took me months to get through that.
Yeah.
But then you dust it off and you say, okay, am I willing to go back into the game? And the same thing that you started the process with, you relight that fire.
Mm.
And so it took me months to do that. But once you get back into it, you have a new insight as to, and start there.
Yeah. Reigniting that passion, reigniting those reasons and reflecting back on the initial reasons of why you chose this profession. I think, we all go through those phases, those ups and downs, and questioning whether we should continue with this profession, our career choice, or is it time for change? But yeah, if we take that time to actually reflect and give ourselves and honor ourselves during that process as well, I think that's really important. And I think I see a trend of us rushing for that shiny object, continuously looking for something different, looking for something new, and not staying the course where our real passion lies.
Being a naturopath, you are inundated on a regular basis. Table, some tools you use. We're all inundated, no matter what profession you're in. You're inundated with the next shiny thing. You and I were talking. I've pissed away hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars on the next shiny thing.
Yeah.
And it took those shiny things took me off that path. It took me off that path. And yeah, but you should. And so, there's a maturity that comes along. There's a maturity that comes along with failure. And so when I talk with young docs or young entrepreneurs, they say, how are you so secure in making your recommendations? I said, quite frankly, because I've screwed up many more times than you.
Mm,
And
yes.
I wish people didn't have to have that experience. The wisdom of failure is what you go back to.
Yeah. Wisdom of failure. I think that's it's definitely captured it.
We all been there.
We have, for sure. So, talking about learning from our failures and going through the journey that experience brings us, I think it's important to be able to accept those failures and learn from it. And, I like to think that every failure is an opportunity for learning something new. I try and change that frame of it being a failure, and reflect that there's something here, there's something in it. What can I take from this and make it something positive? Also,
We try. I mean, but here's the reality. Sometimes a failure is a failure. And we have to make the realization that we screwed up or we weren't good enough. And that, by my dear Lord, if we got stuck with every setback or failure we had, we'd never do nothing. We wouldn't date anybody. We wouldn't make a phone call. Wouldn't answer. We wouldn't do any of that stuff. And so sooner or later, you're like, okay, that thing there, I want that thing there, right there. I want that thing there, and we have to keep on going forward. And it's if you want to build a road, you're gonna have to shovel a lot of dirt along the way. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, and just keep your eye on that prize.
And by the way, your prize can change.
That's true. Yeah, definitely.
It's allowed to. Definitely. You're allowed to. I was reading articles. We talk about longevity and the generations who are graduating high school now. It's anticipated that they will have probably 2, maybe 3 professions that they could actually retire from. You start going, wow, they could work 20 years here and then retire, work 20 years there and retire, work 20 years there. And you start going, wow, that's cool. And okay, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to learn how to do this. And I'm going to go do this for 20 years. And then I'm going to retire from that. And I'm going to go do something I really love or something I've always wanted to do. And that stuff is pretty exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. Instead of the old mindset of I have to get a job when I finish my qualifications and stick into that job for the next 40, 50 years. And that's it for you. There's no exploration and no real growth as you as a person grow as well.
Right.
So
absolutely.
it's a nice change. It is definitely refreshing. And, even for myself, I've gone from being a naturopath for 20 years and moving from that career into marketing and helping other healthcare practitioners with their business growth.
Yes.
And to me, it's been a beautiful transition. And it's amazing that we do have that opportunity to be able to transform our lives and find a new passion and put that new goalpost in front of us and keep heading towards that.
Well, here's questions for you. I will turn the tables on you, host. Were there times when you were, probably scared or tentative or apprehensive and saying, okay, I'm gonna push all the chips into marketing now? There had been times you did that. How did you get over that?
It definitely happened to me, for sure. And it's a great question. I think for me, what has always been a driving factor for me is realizing why I wanted to do it. Why did I want to choose to be in marketing? It's not that I want to be one of those, marketers out there that have this huge, creating these amazing ads on TV or anything like that. I don't want that. But I want to be able to continue to help people. My passion has always been to help people. But instead of one-on-one clients, I really feel like from going into marketing, I can help other health practitioners And therefore, I'm helping more people improve their lives. And so for me, it's always that, how can I help people get the most out of their lives and live a life that they love and that provides them vibrancy, health, and vitality. And so for me, this was just a natural progression from, the one-on-one aspect of being a naturopath.
Were you always easy in front of the camera?
No, absolutely not. I remember, oh my God, I actually
Can we go
did
back and see a couple of your
courses.
first podcasts? Can we go back and do that for a while?
You can.
Let's get the blooper reel going there. Let's go see
I
that.
I definitely should. I should go back to some of my old videos from, even 10 years ago. I did courses, 10 years ago. I said I was super shy. I'm not the type of person that
Mm,
likes standing up in front of people talking, but I knew that that was a way that I could really help more people again. And that was my first step into moving into this realm. And so I did courses. I went out there, did a presentation course to upskill and learn how to just feel more confident, put myself out there in front of a camera, in front of a group of people, and just practiced,
yep.
and was okay. Got to the stage where I was okay with not having to repeat it and record it 5 times and just be okay to put it out there as it is, because that's
Yep.
me.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And for you, being in front of the camera, how's your journey been? I know that we talked a bit about filming in cars.
Yeah, I haven't done that. I was the young boy. Did you have show and tell when you were in grade school?
Yes.
So I was the kid every time when they asked, does anybody have anything? I raised my hand every time, a number of times each class. So I was never afraid of getting up in front of people
Yeah.
until you have to, here's the reality, sell something.
Mm,
And then it becomes a different ball game.
mm,
And people say, I don't like selling. And my answer to that is get over it. Because
mm.
you're selling no matter what you're doing. No matter if you and I were dating, I'm selling, girl. I'm
Yeah.
selling. And so we have to realize selling is part of the game. You
Yeah.
may not call it selling, but marketing word.
Yeah.
And so it took a while to learn how to package talking and how to take you from this point to this point to that point.
Yes.
That took a while to do and learn how to do that effectively. I went and took coaching from the great Roberto Monaco, who was just in Australia a short time ago. I learned from him, and I've had to then sharpen that skill on a regular basis to a point now where someone could call me up and say, would you come and do a half an hour, a talk for my group tonight? And I would ask them 3 questions. How many people? Technology, any or all, and 3, can I sell?
Yeah.
And so you may say it's going to be 10,000 people, or it might be 10 people. I'm ready both ways. I'm ready with full technology, no technology, full PowerPoint, no PowerPoint. That's when you become a speaker and you become comfortable in what your message is. You should be able to have 3 talks ready at any time. Full technology, no technology. So you prepare for those. You get good at that.
Yeah. And, that's a very good point, is being prepared and having that on hand at all times and having rehearsed that so and can feel confident in the spur of the moment to be able to present that. Because you never know when those opportunities come by. And if you feel that you need a month to prepare, then you're most likely going to miss out on opportunities that way as well.
Easily. So the one time I was asked to speak at a big symposium, and the speaker right before me was very technology dependent.
Yeah.
So he had a PowerPoint and had some videos, sound in it. and sometimes the videos weren't always cohesive. They weren't and the sound was up and down, and so
Yes.
there was a fatigue that you could actually see in the crowd because
Mm.
they had actually they couldn't sit back and just listen and hear. You got to kind of work at it.
Yeah.
And so the creators of the symposium came up to me. The IT guy came up to me and said, do you have a stick? I said, yeah. I gave him my memory stick. He came back and said, it's corrupted. There's nothing, we can't get to it. I said, okay. I always carry 2 sticks with me. So I gave him the second stick.
Yeah.
He came back and he said, that one's corrupted. I said, that's okay. I have my laptop. I always carry a laptop with me when I speak.
Yeah.
He came back and said, we can't do that. And I said, okay. He said, what do you mean, okay? I said, okay. He said, what are we going to do? I said, I got it. Don't worry about it. He goes, are you? I said, yeah, don't worry about it. I went up there. I just told the story of 3 sentences that changed my life. It changed my profession, changed me on this path. And I had the crowd silenced, and they were all of them up on the edge of their seats listening to me. I was so focused into what I was saying. If I had given my original talk, wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And so you go with what's in your heart, go with it, and just rock it. And it was a great talk.
That's amazing. And it's really good advice. If you speak from the heart, it's already there. You don't need preparation. It doesn't need to be finessed. You're speaking about something that you're passionate about, that you know in and out. You talk about every day anyway.
Anyways,
You'd just be, you're just speaking to a few more people instead of one-on-one.
The crazy part about public speaking is it doesn't matter who you are. You've been doing public speaking your whole life. And it might be to your baseball team. It might be to the people, your friends. You've spoken in groups to your family. You've done public speaking many times before, probably thousands of times before. And so people say, I hate public speaking. Honestly, do I get nervous? Absolutely. Do I get, absolutely. Great. But so why do I do it? Because there's a fear of public speaking, or here's the honesty, fear of not paying your bills. Which fear do you want? Well, I'll take the fear of going up on a stage anytime than the fear of having my car repossessed.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go up on the stage. Let's go on the stage. That's much easier.
Yeah, definitely. Reframing it can just totally change it.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's how you play it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Otto, I wanted to ask you, from your perspective of, being an educator, getting out there, talking and presenting to small groups, large groups, what's your key message?
First of all, be prepared. Second of all is be ready. So be prepared with, I always have 3 talks in my pocket at any one time, anytime. And here's the reality is I send out, if I was going to go speak to your group or I cold call you, I will send you a list of 5 talks, and I will ask you, which talks would you like me to do for your group? By the way, here's the secret sauce of it. All those talks, pretty much 80% of it, 75 to 80% of each of those talks are the same. I'll take 20 to 30% and make it specific for your group. But my message is my message. I can change a little bit of that, but I'm going to keep that much. So I'm always prepared for a talk, always prepared. 10,000 people or 10. And so you go do that and you become good at it. When you get on social media, you tell the same stories, but we're doing it on a camera. We're doing it to a video. We do the same talks, but we're going to wrap them up in different ways. And I love to write. And so I tell, my newsletter is opened like 54% of the time, which they tell me is an unheard of rate for an open rate. And I do everything incorrectly. I've been told, no, you do it too long. You do this, that. It's open 54% of the time.
Yeah.
It's so you tell stories, you answer questions, and you help people. And you find out why they wouldn't be in your practice or your business. You find out what solutions you can give people. You put out fires for people. So there's two things we do. One is we put out fires, but then I'm a fireman and an architect. A fireman puts out fires. An architect makes solutions and builds things for the future. Give yourself an opportunity to be both of those things for people, and you will never, ever be waiting around for business.
Yeah. That is a beautiful note to end on. Thank you. Very, very wise words. A fireman and architect. I'm going to remember that.
So I tell people in my practice, that's what I said, you're going to need firemen in your healthcare, because you need firemen. It's going to happen no matter what. You need to put a fire out. But then I'm an architect of health. I'm going to help build you better for the next decades. And that's exactly what I say to them. I'm going to help build you better for decades. I've already broached the idea of us being, you can either, our time together can either be transactional or transformational. I prefer the second one.
Absolutely. And I think that the majority of people would veer for the second option as well. Transactional, we can get transactional anywhere and everywhere.
Anywhere. You make it into a transformational time. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It's just,
no.
You talk from here and you talk from here. You do that, it will become.
Yeah, and just on that note about it doesn't have to be expensive, because I think, we were talking before we came on to the recording of those questions that people have of why they wouldn't be booking in with you. And one of those often when it comes to healthcare is the price tag that they think is associated with it. So being able to have that conversation in a video, on your social media or on your website or in your conversations of, yes, you're able to transform your health and your life, but it doesn't have to come with this massive price tag associated with it.
Well, here, so let's take the other side of that. What if it does cost $25,000? What if it does? Or what if it costs $250? Either way, you're telling your target market exactly what they want to know. Is it $25 or is it $25,000?
Yeah.
There's, when you go buy a Mazda, a Mercedes, the Mercedes people, they don't sit there and go like, well, we're not going to tell you what it is. No, they're more happy. It's $75,000. Okay. Yeah. Their target market is already locked in. And so we get around that. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what my first day fee is. By the way, you're going to pay a down payment with that. We take it before you actually come in the office. We do it online and do this. You answered, you have the reasons why people wouldn't be with you, wouldn't work with you, wouldn't come into your office. You make small videos for each of those answers, and people go, oh, I feel like I know that guy. Yeah, I go in, it's this amount of money, this. Great. I'm here for this. Answer the questions.
Yeah.
Decrease the hurdles for people to be in your office.
Exactly. Being upfront and being honest about it, and being open to have the conversation as well, to let people know before they make that booking with you. I think that it's so much easier to have those people making the choice to see you versus your competitors who are not sharing that information at all. And it can feel like, if you're the client on the other side, it can often feel like, why are they holding back? Why are they not telling me?
Right.
Why do I have to make that appointment before I know how much the investment is, So yes.
How many times have you had people say to you, my doctor, I can't get a word out of him. I don't know what we're doing. If you're that one healthcare practitioner who you know what's going to happen before you come into my office. So it's not opening the door and going like, holy crap or something. We have very unique artwork in our office. We had a local artist paint during the lockdown, so painted my office, and you've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
But you come in and you're like, oh yeah, I saw that on your video. That's really kind of neat. You know how much it's going to be. You know exactly what we're doing the very first day. You know what we're doing the second day, and you know what's going to be transitioning out. People are so much more likely to buy from you or at least look into you if they do that versus I have no idea what's behind that scary door.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It's the fear of the unknown. Absolutely.
Yes.
So let us just be open and honest in all our conversations, wherever we're having them. And
Absolutely.
before we do leave, I feel like I could keep talking for hours here, but I
Okay.
will.
I got time.
No, I think before we leave, Otto, are there any last words of wisdom over your 31 years of experience that you would love to share with our audience?
Be willing to move forward. Give yourself the opportunity to, and give yourself the opportunity to expand your vision, your mission, and along the way, you're going to need help. Put your ego aside. You're going to need help. You know, we just opened up another a free Facebook page, and we did that because we're going to attract so many more people. And I want, once again, I'm cutting down the hurdles for people to come to me. And so we obliterate the hurdles as much as possible. But you're going to need help along the way. Get the help. There are people who, for instance, I hate doing accounting. I hate accounting.
Me too.
I can put a person mathematically in orbit with Earth. I can mathematically do that, and I love doing that. But if you bought a candy bar from me for $1, I'm like, I'm screwed. I have no idea what I'm doing. So we have people, and I don't even understand why people like doing accounting. I don't even understand it. The people are great at. I don't know. But you're going to need help along the way. So put your ego aside, get help, and get forward in securing what your mission and vision is. Do those. Have fun.
Have fun. Yes. Have fun along the way. Super important. Yeah. We're on a journey, and it should definitely be filled with fun and enjoyment and feel like it's not work.
It's work, all right, let me tell you. It's work. So here's some of the fun stuff. In 2 days is my birthday, and a young girl came in today, and she wanted to make sure I got these musical notes sticker. And so she gave me a sticker today. So I'm wearing stickers today because that's what we do. And I have more fun in my practice. And I asked the one young boy yesterday, he's like 6 years old.
Yeah.
I said, how old do you think I am? And he did this. He went like,
Oh gosh.
And he said, 33. And I said,
I'll take that.
I said, you're not even, I said, yeah, yep, you're right. You got it. Now, I'm going to tell you one last one.
Yeah.
And so we have fun every single day in my practice, and people are always amazed at how much fun we have. It's not that we're not serious. We have fun also. We have people come in with some pretty serious. I have music. So here's one of the things that your people can do is I make a specific, I ask my top 20 patients what kind of music they like. And I take that music and I make a playlist on Spotify and I play it in my office. So then people say to me, you have the best music here. Well, I should, because it's the music you wanted to have. But I had a young boy in here, a mom and her 3 kids, and I was adjusting her, and I always say una más, which means one more time. And I looked at him, I said, do you know what una más means? He says, spicy. Yes, it means spicy. Yes, it does. I laughed. Mom laughed. That happens in my office a number of times every single day. We're very serious about your care.
Yeah.
I'm super serious about your care, but you've never had more fun coming to a doctor's office ever in your life. You've never been more motivated, educated, and healthy.
When I'm in your area, I'm booking in for some of that fun.
I would love that. We have a dance contest going on tomorrow.
Oh, okay. That sounds amazing. Well, happy birthday in advance.
Thank you much.
And here's to 33 years.
Yeah, 33, obviously.
Thank you so much, Otto, for your time today and your words of wisdom.
Always my pleasure, and I thank you.
So until next week, Wednesday, I will see you then. Subscribe to the channel wherever you get your podcasts so that you get notified as soon as the next episode hits the podcast platforms. In this way, you won't miss out. Remember, if you have gotten value from this podcast, I would love for you to leave us a review. Also, don't forget to share it with 2 to 3 friends or colleagues in your network who could also get value from this podcast episode. Until next week, my friends, happy marketing.